What's up guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll show you how to make this maxi dress. So let's get started. For this dress you fold your fabric into 4 places, so you have 4 layers, and then you take the length of your dress. So to get the length of your dress, you remove 5 inches, which is the length of the strap, and then you place your tape here like this, and then you take the length of your dress. For mine I have 45 inches, which is about 4 inches after my knee. To get the neckline measurement, you multiply your nipple to nipple measurement. For mine, I have 9 inches. So I'll multiply that by 2. So I have 18 inches. And then I'll divide the 18 inches by 2. So I have 9 inches. I'll mark it here. So here's my 9 inches. And then I'll add 3 inches to it because I want it to be really gathered. And then on this line, I'll mark my armhole measurement. So I'll remember to remove the 5 inches for my sleeve and then mark 9 inches for the armhole. And then I'll go ahead and add 2 inches to the armhole measurement. So I'll mark it here like this. And then I'll connect this line to this part. So it's the armhole measurement plus 2 inches. So I have 11 inches. So just to be clear, for the neckline, I multiplied my bust point to bust point measurement by 2. And then I had 18 inches. And then I divided it by 2 again. So I have 9 inches. And then I added 3 inches to it. So I have about 12 inches. And then for the armhole, I placed my tape here. I removed the 5 inches for the sleeve. And then I marked 9 inches and then added 2 inches to it. So I have 11 inches. And then on the armhole line, I'll take the bust measurement. So you divide your bust measurement by 4. I have 9 inches. I'll mark it here. And then add 6 inches to it. So I'll mark it here like this. So on this part, I'll place my tape here and mark 1 inch. And then make a curved line here for the armhole curve. And then on this point, I'll just rule a slant line to the bottom of the dress. I'll go ahead and cut. So after cutting, this is what you have. For the neckline, I'll scoop it in with 1.5 inch. So I'll mark 1.5 inch here. And then just draw a boat shaped line from here down to this place. And then I'll cut. I'll also cut off 1 inch from this part, just to give you the shape that I want. The next thing is to join the sides of the dress. So with the right sides facing each other, you sew from here down to the end of the dress, and then you sew from here down to the end of the dress. After joining the sides of the dress, you go ahead and mark the midpoint of the neckline. So you fold it like this, and then you notch the midpoint. The next thing is to hem the armholes. So you take a strip of fabric, you place it right sides facing each other, and then you go ahead and sew it together. After sewing the strip to the armhole, you fold it in like this, and then you go ahead and stitch it from here down to the other end, and you do the same for the other armhole. So when you're done with the armholes, you go ahead and make your gathers on the neckline. So if you don't know how to make gathers, then you can go ahead and make tiny pleats on the neckline. So after gathering the neckline, I have about 9 inches, which is my bust point to bust point measurement. And then I cut a strip of 2 inches wide and 40 inches long. So to get the length of the strap, you have to add the length of your strap, which is 5 inches. So you have 10 inches for one strap and 10 inches for the other strap, which is 20 inches. And then for your neckline, you have 9 inches for the front part and 9 inches for the back part, which is 18 inches. So you add the 20 inches for the sleeve plus 18 inches for the neckline, and then I have 38 inches. And then I added 2 inches for seam allowance. So altogether I have 40 inches. For more details on how I got the length of the strap, you can check the description box down below. The next thing is to fold your strip into 2, and then you notch the midpoint. So you notch this part, and then you notch this part. And then you take your dress, you look for the midpoint that you already notched. You take the strap, you pin the right side of the strap to the wrong side of the dress. So you're pinning both midpoints together. After pinning, you go ahead and sew from one end of the front neckline to the other end of the front neckline. So after sewing the strip to the neckline, we're going to mark out 10 inches from this point. So you place your tape here, and then you mark out 10 inches. So you mark it here. You do the same for the other sleeve. And then you take the strap, you fold this in, right sides facing each other, and then you sew from this point down to the 10 inches mark. You stop here. After sewing the strap together, I'll pin the edge, and then I'm going to slide it into the loop, and then flip it inside out. So this is what I'll have. The next step is to line up the strap correctly, and then you sew it together with the right sides facing each other. You sew the edges. So you're going to sew off the 1 inch. And then you take the stitched part, you pin it to the back neckline. You pin it to the midpoint. So you're pinning the right side of your strap. And then to finish up the neckline, you just fold this in, and then you top stitch it. So I've done that of the other side. For the bottom of the dress, I'll just mark out 3 inches upwards like this. And then I drew a slant line down to this place. So I'll just go ahead and cut. So this is what you have. For the bottom part of the dress, I cut out a piece of fabric measuring 19 inches wide, and then I cut out 4 yards of it. With the right sides facing each other, you go ahead and sew the edges together. And so you fold the pieces into 2, and then you notch the midpoint. And then you pin the midpoint to one side of the dress, and then to the other side, you pin the stitched part. So you're pinning right sides facing each other. You pin the other side of the dress to the stitched part of your pieces. You're pinning them right sides facing each other, and then you go ahead and sew. So when you're sewing, you make tiny pleats all around. So when you're sewing them together, you're going to be making pleats on the pieces. So you make pleats around the dress. So when you're sewing, you make pleats on the dress. The last thing is to hem the bottom of the dress, and that's it. So here's the dress. Please like and share this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've not. I love you for watching. Thank you.